Welcome everybody to Eternal Lies, our Trail of Cthulhu campaign. Fortunately, I think we lost the first 20 minutes of this recording due to a sound issue, but we're going to summarize it right now for you guys. Uh, why don't all the players summarize what just occurred? Uh,
All at
if
once, please.
well, if you remember last time we left off with um, Kitty being beaten up by someone mysterious. So players, why don't you go ahead and summarize the last, I don't know, 20 minutes or so, or hour, I guess.
So why don't we start with Damon's dream?
Right.
Damon, in the middle of the night, had a dream that he was in the
Joy Grove.
the Joy Grove Sanitarium, following a man, and the man was speaking, but Damon couldn't understand him. And then turned out, eventually, it was kind of like a dark dream, and eventually the man turned out to have a mouth for a face. And there were some other patients that had mouths for eyes, and Damon woke up not feeling too good about that dream. Um, and in the morning, before Damon, Richard, Harvey, and Fritz went out, they noticed that there was some of the liquid that Harvey was studying was missing, and that there was a strange sulfur-like smell in the air, or not, methane?
Yeah, methane.
Methane smell in the air, and they traveled to the farm where the supposed massacre took place in 1924.
Yes.
So,
And when we got there, we found the area where the barn was, and that the massacre took place. We approached it and were attacked by a house cat, which leapt upon anyone getting too near to it.
Yeah,
We backed away.
all very brave. Handled it very well, I think.
Yes.
Just like to add,
A lot of screaming
we-
and
flailing,
Harvey.
a natural return for
Harvey,
house cats.
Harvey acted so bravely, and we all made our way into the house to continue our investigation, not before noticing a construction crew working on one of the adjacent lots. The house itself was overgrown and falling apart. Uh, we decided to not take the time to do a thorough investigation of the house, and were debating the next steps. Whether to further investigate the remains of the barn, and how to deal with that darn cat. Meanwhile, we took a step back to discuss an apparent inconsistency with our clues.
all right, very good.
also Damon got bit by something.
Oh yes. Also, Damon was bit by what he thinks is probably a mosquito, but what most of us know to be
What the
likely
doctors know.
likely a bot fly. So something gross will happen soon, hopefully.
All right. All
Right
right.
out of
So,
his chest.
See GIFs to the right.
so you were
Okay.
wondering about FC Coleman, is that correct?
Yeah.
Correct.
So
Sure.
okay, I'm on Team Damon here for agreeing.
Agreeing
So
that,
what- What's Team Damon?
Agreeing that there's a huge inconsistency regarding the police report and what we were told, as opposed to just those resolving themselves with him dying at the scene, but not where.
Of course. I also think
merely,
it's.
I
Sorry,
think
go
I was
ahead.
merely pointing out that the inconsistency, we should not immediately assume to be that Henslow was correct and that the police report was incorrect, given that Henslow is in an insane asylum and we had not yet had the chance to talk to Walter Chris, or perhaps to go back to the police department and check the ID, which was found with Coleman's body and should still be in evidence somewhere, given that this case was not solved.
Your logic is sound, Doctor, but you were not there to meet with Henslow, and although he is a troubled man, he did seem to be able to recall the things he did recall seemed to have a veracity to them that could not be denied.
Also, one of the things that he said, all of the things that he said so far we have managed to disprove none of them. Not to say that all of them are true and have happened, but we haven't found any. This is like the first inconsistency that we've had so far.
Right, so that makes it all the more important to find out which sides this supports.
Yes.
I am in agreement with Fritz that we need to speak with this detective as well as Damon. However, there is something else. It's reported. It said it was reported by the surrounding neighbors. It mentions lots 9, 10, 11, and 13, which means there must have been a significant amount of commotion. Perhaps we can interview some of their
House
relatives who were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the house cat. Some people who 10 years is not that long ago.
By the way, speaking of things
for
in
a
the police
cat.
report, I find myself suddenly more sympathetic with the idea that wild animals were responsible for part of this massacre after what we saw at the barn.
No, come on,
The cats.
Doctor. Surely,
I'm just saying, enough
surely you
cats can cause all sorts of difficulties.
have you ever tried to herd cats, Doctor?
Many times I have taught college.
Let's go poke that cat.
Damon says, "Hold on," and he stares he does like a quick like sweep of like around him, just like looking around like in a circle, and like hops on the nearby, I don't know, some wood or stump or rock, whatever, just to get like a higher vantage point,
Okay,
and like kind of does like a quick peek around.
as you do that, you see there's a group of construction workers down at the bottom of the hill on the next lot, and they like sort of pick their implements back up. They're like shovels and hoes and begin digging again. They were like resting on them for a moment.
I say, how long have we been here? I like look at my watch. Half an hour.
Yeah, half an hour, 45 minutes.
I say we should talk to those guys before they leave as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Guys, my notes say that we've had a kitty attack 2 days in a row.
Oh,
You are terrible.
Boy.
I can't stand you, and I hope that you die.
I'm just saying they're back to back, Wednesday, Thursday kitty attacks.
All right, let's. Well, okay. The barn was here undisturbed when we got here, and it will remain undisturbed until we disturb it. So why don't we go talk to the construction people?
Sure.
okay. So you're gonna go down and talk to the construction crew.
Yeah, I like talking to people.
All right. So as you walk down, you can see they're all Hispanic gentlemen, and they sort of pick up their farming implements and rest on them as you approach. And one guy steps forward, like wipes his face with a handkerchief. You can see he's sweating quite badly. It's sort of fall, but it's still unusually warm today. And he says, "Hello."
Hello, my friend. How are you?
He says, "I'm okay. Do you need something?"
Yes. What lot is this you are working on right now?
He says, "Oh, this is lot 9."
So we came from 12, and this is 9.
I say, did you do there was digging in lot 12, right? You said.
Yeah.
I say, did you guys do the digging in lot 12? And I like point back to where we came from.
He says, "Oh yes, yes, it's very bad over there. Some of my men they were bitten by snakes. We decided that it was not worth working."
And what are you working at? And who has brought you here?
He says, "Oh, it's a new housing development." I'm sorry, my Hispanic accent is not very good.
It's not.
Yeah, I know.
Keep
At
doing
least
it.
it's not horribly racist, so that's good.
Well,
It's good. It's good enough. And
yeah, okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
He says, "No, it was a bad scene over there. I kept having strange dreams, and my men kept getting attacked by these animals, snakes and a dog one time. Not
I
worth
about
it."
the wild animals, but no one wants to listen to me. Everyone says cats. Oh, Fritz, you're crazy.
Says, anyways, the place just gave us a bad feeling.
Who were you hired by to do the digging?
This is Grant Land Management has hired us. They are constructing housing development.
Have you informed your employers that the lot 12 is unworkable?
Yes, well, I've told them that my men will not work it. So unless they want to get somebody else, it seems that land will go unused.
Guys, this is our chance. We can just become. We can rebuild that lot and just live on the land. That's it. You don't need to solve the mystery.
Just become farmers there.
Just retire.
Okay, so why is this lot empty? So wait, so the lot that they're working on, is this an empty lot also right now?
Yes, it is also an empty lot.
Oh, so okay. Richard turns back to the guy. What happened to the house that was on this lot?
So
if I recall correctly, there was a house here only 10 years ago.
he says, we tore it down. There's make room for the new development.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I see. Yeah.
So everybody except for I guess Fritz. You notice that every once in a while he'll sort of like look to the side, in sort of a nervous way.
Looking to the side, face it. Like, what is he looking toward?
Nothing.
What is over where he's looking?
Nothing. Just like a stand of trees.
All right, is it worth it to assess his honesty?
Sure. Yeah, you can tell that he's holding something back.
You seem more perturbed, my friend. You seem more perturbed now, even though you are not working on the lot, which has caused you so much trouble. What is bothering you, if I may be so forward as to ask?
He says, "Oh, it's just a hot day. Me and my men, we were tired. It's lonely out here."
I wish we had Kitty. She could entertain him.
Oh, I muted myself. I mean, I have ways of working with this guy, but I don't really have an in for what I'd be doing to him. You know, like I have flattery, I have oral history, but that's more after we've gotten him to talk. But I'm trying to think of what's going on here. He's saying he's tired and it's a hot day.
He seems to be deflecting. It doesn't seem like he's. I mean, he is tired and hot, but.
Oh, okay. Well, all right. Richard's gonna kind of bribe this guy for information. He's gonna pull out some money.
Okay. You want to spend a point of bargain?
Oh, bargain as opposed to credit rating, or?
Yeah. Bargain. You can bribe him with a bargain.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I didn't realize that. I thought bargain was more for like quid pro quo type situation.
No, you can use it here.
Cool.
All right.
Okay.
Money can be the quid.
He says,
Oh, sorry. So Richard kind of reaches inside his jacket and pulls out a few bills, and he starts fanning himself with it. And he goes, yeah.
All right. So he looks at his men and like points back to the hole, and he's like, "Hey, get back to work, eh?" So they you're gonna give him like, I don't know, $10? That's a lot.
Thinking it was a little bit more than that, just for how many people?
Okay.
How big is this crew?
I mean, $10 is a lot of money.
$10 is a lot of money. $10 is like, I don't know, $200-$300 now probably.
What's a week's wage for like a day laborer?
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I wasn't saying it's more than that. I just want to try to figure out the right amount.
A
would
week's
$4
wage
a
might be
week
like
be
$3 or $4.
For a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think 10 for the crew kind of covers is a
that's fine.
decent amount. Yeah.
All right, he motions them back. They'll like all kind of like ease off their implements and like walk back over to the hole. He says, "Listen, I don't know what it's all about, but this man, he gave me this." And he hands you a scrap of paper. It just says Jack on it and has a phone number. he gave me $5. He told me call him if anyone comes asking about whatever happened back here. I don't know. Said something about 1924.
Wait, so it just says
Jack?
just says Jack and
his
a
phone
number.
Yep.
And this guy approached him saying if anyone else comes asking about it, to contact him.
Yep.
Did you call him?
Well, yeah. When is the last time you saw him? When he gave you this paper?
He says, I don't know, maybe a week ago?
Have you called him?
Says, no, you're the first people who came.
Um,
Do you mind if we hold on to this?
He sort of shrugs. He says, okay, just leave me out of it.
so he already had paid him the 5, basically.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Yes. We have no interest in involving you in our matters at all, actually. But thank you for your time. Is there anything else you could maybe tell us about the lot 12 and the weirdness there? We're sure not to get you in trouble with your employer.
He says, I don't think I know anything else. We tried digging a hole up there, but we gave it up.
Okay.
You had foundations built. Why not use those? Why build a new one or dig a new one?
Like I said, kept losing men. Snake bites, dog attack, fever.
I mean, was there any part of your plan to reclaim that part of the land, to fill in those old foundations and...
He says, well, my men refuse to work up there, and I can't say I blame them. The whole place makes me uneasy. You just came from there. Surely you could feel it.
Anyway.
Yeah, I felt it.
He felt it right in the neck.
And Harvey felt it in the leg.
What I mean is that, like, they started digging a new foundation before they demolished the old ones. That seems weird to me.
Well, we haven't really seen any. Well, we haven't found a basement, so we haven't really found any foundation. You know.
Yeah, that's true.
And the house. So they might have been rebuilding a new barn.
I don't mean to make it a sticking point. It was just something that kind of was curious.
No, I get what you're saying, but we haven't investigated the barn ground enough to know if there even was a foundation. You know.
No, I think these guys have been very helpful, but I don't know how much more they know.
Yeah. Why don't we go fend off the fearsome cat and see if we can do better than the workers?
I'll step. Senor, do you mind terribly if I borrow one of your shovels? I'll bring it back in an hour.
He says, yeah, no problem.
So I'll kind of flip it over dramatically and then hand it to Richard Sterling.
Why am I? Richard wants to know why he's holding a shovel.
You're the shovel man.
You're the shoveler.
You're the dedicated cat whacker.
Go do battle.
Oh, and we can also dig or whatever. Yeah, but cat whacker, right? So lead the way.
Right. Okay, we go back to the burned down barn.
Okay, so you can see the cat, like, now that you're looking for it, you can see it, like, sort of slinking around near the edge of the grass, like, eyeing you. Its teeth, like, or it's, you know, I don't know, do cats bare their teeth?
Yeah, sure.
Sure, okay.
More like their eyes are wide, like looking.
We'll watch the ground for snakes very carefully.
Okay.
Is there any other? Is there mewing? Does it seem like it's protecting kittens? That was brought up.
Doesn't seem like it.
Okay, so I kind of brandish the spade out and start sweeping it towards the cat as I approach it.
Okay, so it's gonna.
Come on.
All right, so as you get close enough, the cat like runs at you, and you just like whack it with a shovel, and it sort of like flips over. As it tries to stand up, you can see it like tries to rest its weight on one of its paws, and it just like flops over. Clearly, its leg is broken.
Alright, I pull out my gun and I shoot it.
Okay. It's like it begins like screeching before as soon as its leg is broken.
All right. I was going to suggest maybe not shoot it to alarm the construction workers, but all right, that's fine.
Yeah, and it begins to like try to like limp away, and you can just shoot it.
Yeah.
Okay. The shot rigs out across the hills. You could feel the sun of the noon heat like beating down on you as it lays sort of motionless.
I can feel the eyes of God bearing down on me.
Why not just shoot it to begin with? Why even hit it with the shovel? Just curious.
You
Because
gave
he
me
wanted to torture it.
you gave no.
He's not a good shot.
You could kill it with the shovel quietly. That was my suggestion, as opposed to shooting it
Look,
He's not a good shot.
after you hit it with the shovel.
no, Richard is a good shot. He's not a good shovel man. you gave him the shovel.
Don't put this on me.
He hit it in defense. He didn't mean to break its leg, and we weren't going to take it to the local animal shelter, so he put it out of its misery.
I'm just saying it could have been put out of misery with a shovel as opposed to firing a
I'm just
bullet.
saying you're both horrible people. Not even like a little bit
Wait,
good. Just
you're
awful.
saying putting it out of its misery with a shovel would have been kinder?
Hold on.
No,
let's see.
no, more discreet.
What
This
is
is preposterous.
what does the audience think? Is Richard justified? You guys get the last word.
The only people around are the people we've talked to. I'm not worried about them. Look,
I'm
we
just
already
saying
know
it sounds weird when you ask them for a shovel after paying them money, leave, and then they hear a gunshot.
you asked for the shovel.
Well, we better bury the cat
Bury the
in a
cat.
conspicuous human-sized grave.
All right.
It's pretty funny.
All right.
That's all I'm saying. It's a little strange.
All right.
I
So
didn't want the shovel. Maybe you should stop giving Richard shovels.
No, the only reason I took the shovel is because I'm a pussy and I didn't want to kill it, and I figured you would just kill it with the shovel, and then no one's the wiser that we had to kill a cat out here in
You're all
self-defense.
horrible people. We're broadcasting this on the internet. Everyone knows we killed the cat.
Wait, we're on the internet?
yeah,
all right.
It's cat country.
the internet.
I
is
mean,
the internet is like a global thing of where everyone's eyes are mouths.
Exactly. And everyone watches cats all the time, and you've killed one.
All right.
but
So
it was attacking us first.
it was leaving at
fixes
that
it.
point. Once you broke its leg.
This fixes it.
All right. That's
Get
true.
it.
Okay. So what are you guys doing?
I mean, we can call Jack.
Holding a funeral for the
Now that
cat.
we've killed the cat, why don't we at least investigate the barn that
Yeah,
we killed
can
the
we-
cat for,
yeah, that's
instead of
what we're
walking
doing.
away and calling someone on the
Slain
phone?
the boss.
Nah.
Let's collect our treasure and move on. So let's move into the barn. It's burned down? Can we like sift through the rubble and?
Oh, there's
it doesn't
barely
have
any
much-
rubble. It's just the foundation.
Could I use a point of archaeology to try to do a little bit of digging and find anything that might be there?
No, Damon already did that. Damon already used his evidence collection. He found, nails, horseshoes, that sort of thing, doorknobs, rings for the doors. But other than that, you find that the dirt just below the surface is mostly ash, some candle wax, some scraps of cloth that are basically unidentifiable. But other than that, nothing.
So the cat died for nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
Is there anything else we could do here that like?
And there's no foundation, right? Is that?
There's just the foundation of the barn, which is just some stones.
But there's no basement, right?
No,
It's just,
no.
So the house.
No.
We like look through the house.
I think perhaps we should go find a phone and call Jack and see what it was that was so important about people poking around this area.
Yeah, it's been 10 years, but is there any meaning to the candles and the cloth? Can I ascertain any occult significance to what I thought the findings?
Not beyond the fact that occult people wear clothing and sometimes burn candles.
I wonder where like the people escaped to, like the.
All right, they might have been cultists or moms.
Two categories. Two flag both those categories. Be on the lookout for moms.
All right.
Kevin, I assume in 10 years, there's no more leftover blood or footprints trails, right?
No. All that would be gone just from, rain and sun.
Just from cats lapping at it for 10 years.
Yeah.
All right. So let's go, I guess. We have a number to call.
Are there any I'll look at the beams that are intact. Are there any holes in them, like bullet holes or shotgun pellet holes or anything like that?
Teeth marks.
Sure. Yeah. After you search around, you guys have been looking around for a while. After a while, you can find one beam that seems to have like a bullet lodged in it.
Okay, is it? I'll ask Fritz. Fritz, does this look like an interior support beam, or does it look like something that would be on the exterior?
It's an inside beam.
It's an interior.
Mhm.
Okay, so that means there were gunshots inside, at least, or
We knew that.
I thought there were gunshots outside because the
Well,
barn was on
we knew-
fire, right?
Sorry, we knew that from the story of what's his face. Sorry, Alex. What is his name again?
Why is-
Henslow? Douglas Henslow?
Douglas
Henslow,
Henslow,
yeah.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I wasn't there for that. Okay.
No, I know. Henslow told us there was a gunfight or there was basically a firefight inside the barn.
yeah.
I see.
Well-
and it's spilled out.
It wasn't just him, right? Who ate a shotgun to the chest? Somebody ate a shotgun to the chest.
That was Richard Stack was found with a shotgun in his hands.
Basically, things went really bad inside the barn, and that's when the cult investigators and the cultists basically had and whatever was summoned that night, all had an out.
A showdown.
A showdown. Yeah.
Wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
What are you looking for, Alex?
No, he said Richard Stack. That's why I was confused. Okay. It's Vincent Stack.
Oh, I'm sorry, Vincent Stack. Yeah, Richard Spend. And
I was just confusing. Maybe is there like another? Okay, yeah, Vincent Stack. So what happened was,
Okay.
yeah. So we know Catherine Clark got murdered, and Vincent Stack, according to what Job was describing. Oh, not Job. Henslow. Is that he's one of the ones that like fell into the mouth? That's what he was. Sorry, I'm not on camera.
Vincent
that's
Stack
what-
was.
Yes. Well, he doesn't say that. He kind of like trailed off. He was like, yeah, he died. Because he was saying that there's like a giant mouth and it was like whatever, eating people, and then Vincent Stack, and he was like fell into, and then he kind of like trailed off. So that's not
If you
So here,
yeah, go ahead.
so it could have been like Stack was fighting someone off. Clark, he didn't. He wouldn't say how she died. So he just said, died, got murdered, whatever. He
It
wouldn't.
said. Oh, he didn't say. Okay.
He didn't say. He didn't say. I mean, he technically didn't say about Vincent Stack either.
So he actually said that Mrs. What's her name? Fucking
Catherine Clark.
Catherine Clark, her throat was slit
Right.
very deeply.
And this says she was decapitated. So that corroborates that. Okay.
He also
slit and
I bet-
decapitated are like different things.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's the same.
well you
statement,
actually
right?
you actually know who killed Catherine Clark.
Yeah, I thought we had a second account of her getting decapitated. Didn't we?
I never wrote it down.
Wait, was it?
Unless it's here, I never.
Someone you met felt pretty guilty about it.
Yeah, it was. What's his face? Weasley guy, right?
Job.
What was
The
what's the
accountant?
name?
Yep.
Abraham
Edgar Jubb.
Edgar Job. Oh.
Yeah, he wasn't. No, he wasn't the accountant.
No, he
No.
well,
No, Edgar Job was the other guy in the sanitarium that was on the cultists. He was a member of the cultists, and he has some strenuous connections to Henslow, in that Henslow's estate is paying for his stay, even though they hate each other.
Muggo, you also did get a description of what happened at Javaria.
Yeah, I know. I thought we did, and I didn't want to, but I can't.
Alex, do you have that written down?
I have nothing about Echevarria. Oh yeah, blown in the chest with a shotgun. My bad. Yeah,
And that was from
I knew somebody.
That was from Henslow, or was that from Jobs? Job.
Also, I don't have who said it. Oh, it was Job actually. It says Edgar Job. My bad.
I mean,
have all the details.
as far as like who's the most likely to like fake a death and escape under guise of someone else, I would say it was Echevarria, especially the mean that we have a lookalike Echevarria going around. But that's something to consider. Just
Right. So
well, they also never found. They never found his body, right?
that's true.
So I think that's either he fell into that thing you
Theoretically, they
mentioned.
said that they had the identified body of Ramon Echevarria.
Oh no, yeah, we do. They did find his body, and it was identified by a household servant. So we should maybe also
Sorry, where does it say that in the police report?
the very
First line of the roster of
Roster,
identified
okay.
bodies.
Oh, I'm sorry. God. Okay.
So I feel like, okay, it's very likely that Echevarria ran off in Coleman's wheelchair. Well, no, I don't know. Or Coleman, escaped. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea.
Maybe too early
Also-
to draw a conclusion, but this
Well, but look at it this way. Here's
Yeah.
the thing. Edgar Job was very surprised to see Echevarria, right?
Well, yeah.
That night, you mean?
He was
Or-
he was surprised to see Gus, who looks
He was
exactly
supposed to
like
Gus, who looks like Echevarria. So he was surprised to see him, like, Makes
Yeah,
me
but-
think that he thought he was dead.
He did. He told us.
Right.
He's the one that told us that he saw him get shot in the
Shot
chest.
with a shotgun. Right.
But Echevarria seems maybe. Look, I've heard tales of men go through worse ordeals and come out alive. There are things out there that are stronger than death.
And Michael, how did we know how Catherine Clark died?
Job killed her. He slit her throat,
Job killed her?
or he says he did, or he thinks he did.
Question.
Kevin, is that incorrect? Sorry.
No, that's correct.
Okay.
Okay.
On the roster of identified bodies, it lists all the investigators you mentioned: Vincent Stack, Catherine Clark, Franklin Coleman, and it then lists where their bodies were found and the details of such. But it doesn't mention that for Echevarria or Spend.
Well, they were part of the ritual.
Oh shit! I did not see that the wheelchair was in the car. That changes a lot of what I was thinking. I
Right.
just saw that now. Okay.
But it's possible that he posed as Coleman and is now, living in a wheelchair despite not needing it, or the other way. Maybe Coleman never needed a wheelchair. I don't know.
Right.
You know.
Maybe Coleman. Yeah. I think what makes me think that Coleman was either not who he said he was, or gave up, or is still alive. The real.
I think
Coleman.
we very much need to question this Detective Chris about the circumstances of Echevarria and Spend's finding.
And let's call this number while we're waiting. But not. Let's not. Let's find out who this Jack character is, or
Yeah.
see who answers when we call that number.
But so one of my concerns is that once we call it, then he knows that there's people investigating this farm.
No, we're just going to call it and not say, "Oh, we're just going to call it and see what happens." We're not going to say what we're calling for.
All right. I mean, hopefully that's the case.
I'm in agreement with Detective Smoke or Officer Smoke. I think this number was given to people.
He's no officer.
Isn't he a detective officer?
I thought he was an ex.
Not anymore.
Could we?
Oh, fair
Could
enough.
we perhaps
I would
find?
still.
Could we find out more about whom this number is associated with?
We have a first name, so why don't we go through every Jack in the LA
Oh.
area?
This
No,
is a
we
time
can-
where phone numbers are associated with single places. It should be very
Yes.
possible to find out exactly where this phone number is associated with.
Maybe Damon could take a look.
So I actually, I don't remember what the exact phone number is. It's on another handout. But if we come across that one, then you all know what it is.
555-5555.
I think it's, yeah, I think it is listed as a Harrison Street. If I'm not, well, I might be wrong. But when we get to the appropriate handout, if I'm wrong, then well, I was wrong. But yeah, I think it's like an HA something.
So if we know where the phone is associated with, perhaps we should head over there before we call, and we'll be in position to ask the questions that need to be asked.
Sure. I don't see how showing up at someone's location is less suspicious than just calling a number, but yeah.
I'm not sure that we need to avoid suspicion so much as make sure that we have the upper hand when we initiate the conversation.
I think it would even be wise to just swing by and see what type of building it is. We don't even need to call necessarily, but we might see something. You never know.
All the information we can gather, I'm in favor of gathering.
Sure, I guess we have time to kill.
Okay. So you guys are what, going back into LA and then driving around this street?
Yeah. The Harrison Street.
Yep. Okay. So what year was air conditioner invented?
Well, what was it, widespread? Because invented was definitely before this time, but I don't know.
Widespread, I'm not sure.
They started to have it when the what's the name of the Rockefellers were building their materials in New York City, because they called it artificial weather, not air conditioning.
Okay.
And that was when it started to be a thing that,
Okay, but
that
so-
people would actually get.
But so well before this, right? Or
I would think so, because we're in the mid 30s, and I think most of the Rockefeller buildings happened in that time period.
We're in the 37. We're like 37, right?
34, I think.
34.
34. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely out there. There's definitely there's CFC air conditioning on the market.
okay. So your car has air conditioning, but on the way back it starts to like
Oh,
sputter.
the car probably wouldn't.
Oh, the car doesn't. Okay, so then it's very hot driving back. You roll down the windows, but like I said, it's an unusually hot day. So you're all sweating by the time you drive down Harrison Street. You can see that the building, which is most likely the one that the phone number is from.
39. Sorry.
Yeah.
1939 for cars.
Okay.
The first private home to have air conditioning was 1933. So it's probably very, 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 very new.
Okay, so there's definitely no air conditioning in the car.
Yeah.
But so you can see it's an office building. It looks like private offices. It's got a doorman and PO boxes up front, or not PO boxes, but mailboxes in the front.
It's a office. Okay. I'll walk up. Does anyone want to come with me? I just want to check the directory and see who's in the building.
Oh, by the way,
I'll
hold
walk
on.
with it.
Let me back up a second. When you get back to the car, you're not sure quite from where, because this area doesn't really have them. But there's sort of a woolly, desiccated palm frond covering the front windshield.
I don't know what any of that is.
A palm
Wait.
frond, like a palm.
But a woolly,
Yeah, like it's got the fuzz, the palm fuzz.
and it's on our car windshield.
Yep.
And are there any palms around?
No, not particularly, but there were back by your hotel.
I am slightly confused. So you're saying that we parked, there was no frond on our windshield, and when we came back, there is a frond?
Mm-hmm.
It could have just gotten like stuck there
And
or
it's-
something.
But I mean, a palm frond is big, right? Like palm fronds are.
This one's not huge, but yeah.
How? Oh, so it's like a leaf or?
Yeah, a palm leaf. They're called fronds, but yes.
Okay.
But Is it? Oh, sorry. Is it? It's fresh. It's green. It's like a
No, no, it's
freshly.
desiccated and brown.
Oh,
Look or soul.
I don't know the implications of what that means. Richard would pick that up and
Okay,
take
as
a look
you
at it.
as you pick it up, the barbs sort of like slice open one of your fingers, and it starts to bleed. But you can toss the frond off the side.
Do I want to toss it off to the side?
Oh, I don't know. That's up to you.
I mean, why is it? Wait, it cut me. Is that normal for palm fronds to cut?
Yeah, they're sharp.
Oh.
So is Fritz the only one who has not been injured today?
Yeah, I guess.
Shh! Don't
Are
jinx
there-
it.
All right. I mean, Richard would look for like footprints around the car or something. Like we
Yeah.
didn't put that there.
Okay, yeah. You look around. You can only. I mean, you're not exactly an expert in footprints, but basically the only things you see leading away from the car are from the direction you came.
You okay over there, Richard?
Did any of you see where this frond came from?
I wasn't looking for plants. Is there a reason it shouldn't be on our car?
Do you see any palms around, my friend?
So is that from a palm? Are you sure that's from a palm?
Yes, I am sure.
They're relatively unmistakable. There aren't a lot of trees that look quite like that.
That's true.
It's very interesting.
So I believe that indicates we're being watched.
If so, it's by someone who doesn't leave footprints.
Like a
I like
bird.
look around, Kevin. Carefully.
It's
looking.
a pretty open area. This is basically a big field with
Yeah.
some copses of trees.
Does it look like there are, I mean, if he was walking through tall grass, like stalks would be bent, it'd be pretty.
Yeah, you don't see any evidence of anybody approaching the car. There's the what you guys did.
Yeah, yeah.
Richard looks around the car and under the car. Just, he's a little he's befuddled.
Yeah.
This has appeared out of nowhere.
Open the trunk. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a little perturbed, I would say. Also, it'd be yeah.
Nope, you didn't see anything.
He throws it in the trunk,
Okay.
and then kind of. I mean, that's really all he can think to do.
Parents disconnected.
Yeah, he's probably restarting his. Okay, so you guys, like I said, you drive back to LA. It's middle of the afternoon by now. I don't know, 4 o'clock, and you sort of drive past this office building, which, like I said, it's a short office building, maybe 3 stories, and it's got a doorman, and some mailboxes in the front, but that's about it. And you guys are roasting in the car.
Yeah.
It's extremely hot.
Richard is used to hot climbs.
Okay.
But he is uncomfortable in these in not wearing the right clothing for such, but is probably less perturbed than or less bothered by most.
So yeah, I'll walk up and check the directory. Does anyone want to come with me?
Yes, Fritz will come along, at least in part for the air.
Yeah, I'll go with you. I have no problem doing that.
Okay,
Does
so
someone want to stay with the car just to make sure we don't have another surprise? Someone maybe with a firearm?
Yeah, no. Richard is going to stay by the car. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want a gun? I think we have both
no,
our guns.
don't stay by the car. Just be. I mean, it's boring.
Get in the
I mean,
game.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
yeah. I mean, you can if you want, but nothing's gonna happen to the car right now. Don't stay by the car.
You
and,
sure?
and sit
No
out
more
of the
palm
seat.
fronds?
Okay.
GM says don't leave the car because I want you to be in the scene, not because.
Don't trust him.
So you guys start walking towards the building, and Richard lags behind. He opens the trunk, looks at the frond, and he looks at the street for any like similar trees.
Yeah, there's palm trees all over LA.
Yeah. But there were none by those farmhouses, obviously, right?
No.
So he kind of goes, and he closes the trunk, and then he catches up with everyone else.
Okay. So, so what are you looking for, Harvey?
Like the directory. I'm assuming they have some sort of board in the lobby that lists
Yep.
who's on each floor.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Mr. J. Palm lives on the 4th floor.
It's, that's where he's
How are ya?
planted.
Palm, Jack Palm.
Yeah.
Jack Palm. I was planted here 10 years ago.
I'm telling you, one of these days, coconut water is gonna be huge. He's been drilling holes in coconuts for the last 10 years, trying to sell them out of his garage, and he's hoping that one day the market will hit big.
Right. Okay, so what do you got? So you're looking at what are you looking on the directory for?
I want to know who's on each floor.
Bloodstain.
I mean, there's a lot of names. I'm not going to make them all up.
Oh, so I thought it was sort of like a company would have a floor, or maybe two companies would.
They seem
split
to
a
be
floor.
They seem to be small offices. They're
Okay,
not.
so
They're
that's
not.
just names.
Yeah, just names.
Okay.
Any names stick out? Is there a J or a Jack in
Wait,
event?
how many floors is it?
3 floors.
Sorry.
So there is
Oh, wow.
there is a Jack Pisner PI.
Oh,
Aha. Well, that seems like a promising lead.
Yeah.
Do we know a Pisner?
he puts the PI in Pisner.
We can almost guarantee ourselves that if we went up to speak with him, he would contact his employers, though.
Wait, what?
That's
Like-
only if we don't kidnap him
Pisner's
first.
hired.
Do you have the
by,
shovel, Richard?
No, I don't have the spade.
So all I'm saying is that he's a
That's what
private
we're calling it
detective.
now.
He's a private investigator. So if we went to speak with him about these events, you can be sure he's going to speak with his employer about us coming to visit him.
Is it
or-
Jack Pisner?
Yep.
That son of a bitch.
Could we? I don't suppose.
So he was
there's
hired to keep a watch on the. Maybe on us. Shit.
I don't suppose there's a good way at this point to tap someone's phone. Because if we know that he's going to call his employer, it would be easy enough to find out who his employer is, which would be very much in our interest.
That's a great point.
One of us can just go in there and, like...
Wait, what's a great point? Hershey's muted for me.
Really? What's happening here?
Alex is reloading.
Yeah, Alex. Sorry, what were you saying, Richard?
One of us can just go in there and pretend to be an interested party in his services. We don't have to tip him off of what we are up to.
That was actually going to be my next suggestion. Maybe two of us could go in and ask him out to lunch.
You just needed 10 more minutes to get to
Hey,
that.
sorry, what was the great point made by Hershey?
Sorry?
That we could perhaps tap the phone, then when we left and he called his employer, we would know who his employer was, and that would be worthwhile information for us. I'm not sure what exactly we gain by taking him out to lunch if we don't talk about this case in particular. We'll learn that he is a private eye. We know this.
I don't
Wait,
think
you're
the
saying-
lunch is the target. I think we get him out of his office and then
And then search the office.
search the
No.
office.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you want to tap Aaron, if we're looking to tap his phone, I'm sure that would require a physical access to the phone at this
I
point.
have no idea whether that would include that or going to the operator. I don't know enough about the telephone industry at that time.
Maybe if this is still a cold case with the local PD, they'd be interested in getting more information, and we could convince one of Damon's friends to.
I don't know much either. I'm assuming a tap at this level would require basically a microphone and a recording device in the room, as opposed to any kind of remote tapping.
More importantly, it might require a
That
judge.
wouldn't tell us who he was calling. That would only tell us what he said, which loses the purpose. What we need is some way to find out what number he's dialing, which would be more in line with going to the operator in the
Threatening
area,
with
the
death.
switchboard. What?
What? Just
I'm
kidding.
pretty sure switchboards are automated at this point, but I could be wrong.
They're half and half.
The what?
They're not all automated. There's some that are automated and some that are not. Depends on the city.
So I think a wiretap, while the ideal option, is a little above our pay grade at this point, especially because we know the police, or at least the media, did a decent job covering up what went on. I don't necessarily want to tip anyone off that we are investigating this lawyer, knowing what we know about his client. Maybe it's best to just do a quick surveillance, grab some clues, and chase those leads down. I'm just not convinced that we could safely secure a wiretap.
I'm
Yeah,
not
I don't
sure
think
that
so either.
wiretap is what I'm thinking of. I'm thinking perhaps we could find out if this is a switchboard, and if it is, talk to the operator and learn that way. People are always the most fallible part of any system.
All
We
right,
simply corrupt them.
Damon, you're a PI. What's Damon's take on any kind of wiretap thing? He would have the most knowledge of the intricacies of the LA phone system for two reasons.
Also, I mean, I have no idea, out of character, what it would actually entail.
Yeah, no, I know, but this is kind of out of character, just to like determine whether or not this is even.
Is this cop talk?
So this is tough. Getting a wiretap illegally basically means getting someone who works at the phone service, the particular person who works at the phone service at the right desk to switch to plug you into the call. They would almost certainly lose their job if anybody were to figure anything out about it.
Fritz's goal is to find out where the call is going, not what the call is. But yeah, Fritz just wants to find out who he would be calling. I'm sorry.
Right. So I mean, that information is basically not even written down if it's a switchboard.
Yeah, but I guess he. Sorry, I keep talking for you.
You know what we could do?
No, I think you're right.
You're saying you want to like basically approach an operator and somehow get that number when it's called, but
right. It wouldn't be written
that
down.
seems
But
very difficult. But
What if we did this? What if we called? I'm sorry. Do you have something to say, Richard?
No, I
So there's a chance that this Jack guy has like a secretary that we can just like talk to.
Yeah. I was gonna say we could if we got him out of his office, we could swipe his phone, clean it off, and then call him as the construction worker, and then break into his office tonight and fingerprint his phone, see what numbers he dialed.
Oh, that's crazy. But
That's a little-
also, that's crazy because I'm sure he's going to call multiple numbers today. But we could also just call him and pose as the construction worker. I mean, that guy had a pretty shoddy accent. I'm sure we could mimic it.
It sounded vaguely German. I'm sure we'll be fine. I'll just talk to him like this.
No, but that's actually calling him as one of the construction crew is not a bad idea at all.
And telling him what?
And
What do
telling
we
him,
tell him?
I mean, we could always stand outside his office.
Why don't we tell him that people are there right now, and that he should come down because they're poking around, and why don't we follow him? No, wait, that'll just take us where we were.
I'll take us back to where we were, but with a PI, whom we could just talk to here.
Why don't we just we could just talk to him, like what?
Well, so how about this? How about we position ourselves outside his office and have someone else and have another one of us call him, pretending to be the construction workers, and telling him that there was like these people that came around asking questions and describe not us, and then listen or try to listen like to whom he'd call afterwards, right?
That's true. I mean, we could do that.
I mean, hopefully, if he decides that he wants to leave, well, then we'll just like follow him, and see where he goes. If he doesn't want to convey the
outside
message.
his office when he comes out.
No, I mean,
Let's
I could
just
do
follow
that.
him.
I can. I don't know.
Wait, I actually do have a good plan. I have a good plan.
That was a good plan, Michael. You son of a bitch.
No,
I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Sorry, I have a refinement to your good plan.
Please tell me it's an entirely new plan.
I kind of wasn't listening to that plan, but
That's for the best.
so it might be very similar. Okay, so one of us goes in there, right, as a prospective client, and talks with him, and then while one of us is in there, another one of us calls and tips him off that a group of people that were not like us were at the site. Then the person who's in there watches what number he dials when he calls. No, wait, he's not going to call while we're there.
He'll
He might.
probably ask you to leave. He might. It's a
might.
50-50 shot, I guess.
I think he won't ask him to leave the prospective client if the hook is baited properly. If there's enough money at stake, if it's a big enough case, I think he would maybe make the call with the guy.
Would he make the call with the person there? Is the question.
He might. Yeah. He might. I think if the person played it properly, as though he's a busy man who made, 30 minutes of his time available, I think he might not want to risk losing that client.
What if the person who went in there was an attractive actress with a black eye? Do we know where to find one of those?
That's not a bad idea.
Pretty sure we killed her after hitting her with the shovel.
No.
The puns are on point.
Meow,
You
guys.
guy.
Hey, kitty, meow.
Michael slayed that pussy.
That was a good one.
All right.
That was the good and bad end of puns in like 10 seconds.
All right. So
What a journey.
what are you guys doing?
I think we're gonna wait for Kitty to come back. No, I mean, I don't think my plan is that terrible because I can try to shadow him, or we go up there, right, and his secretary's there, and maybe talk to her or something like that.
Why doesn't someone just walk up under the pretense they're on the wrong floor and just see what the office is like? If he has a secretary, just what it looks like.
Yeah, I mean that was my original idea of why don't we just go in there and see what we're looking at?
I think
It looks
that should be
like Echeverria.
I think that should be one person and not a we. All of us wandering in together would probably be
Just all of us pile into the
suspicious.
office.
Fritz, no offense. I think you may stand out the most with your accent. Perhaps it'd be best for you to take this opportunity to reveal yourself. Or perhaps you could pose as a client.
Either one is fine with me. I don't know that I have enough money to bait the hook, as we were saying, if we pull that plan. But
I mean, I can give you cash, and Damon, but Damon has the most. Damon as a PI, knows the most about what would make a PI's rev a PI's engine, right?
I agree,
Yes.
and I think he's most likely to be shadowing him to begin with, so he's probably going to want to stay out of sight later anyway.
Right. So I definitely want to stay out of sight because I think if he decides that he wants to go somewhere, that I might want to essentially creep behind him.
So maybe I'll just go up and pretend I'm looking for, and I'll just look at another directory on that floor, another name on the directory on that floor.
Okay. All right. So
And,
so you go up. You walk up the stairs. You're standing outside. There's a directory on the floor that says all the offices there. There's quite a few. All of them seem to be basically 1 or 2 room offices.
Okay. I'll walk into his office. Is there a secretary or?
Okay. So the light is on. You can see from the door outside. It says Jack Pisner PI in the door.
Yeah, I'll open it and walk in.
All right. He looks up from his newspaper, and he kind of
So little
okay.
joke and chat.
All right. So he looks at you, and then his eyes sort of narrow, and he
Oh
says-
shit! He knows that if he's the same guy that's been watching us, he knows all of us.
Yeah. So he says, "Why don't you come in?" All right. He
I use the restroom first, and I shut the door.
he holds up his hand and reaches into his coat. He
No,
says,
okay, yeah, I'll go in. I'll go
All right.
in.
All right. He reaches
I'm
out and
back.
puts a gun on the table, and he
That's
says, "Listen, you little fuck, you've got a lot of balls coming here. I thought
Go ahead.
He says, "Listen, I see you're still in town. That's pretty fucking stupid, I'll be honest." He wipes his forehead with a handkerchief. It's pretty fucking stupid, but you and your friends don't seem that smart. It pains me, but I'm gonna have to offer you a carrot to go with the stick that I think your friend Kitty found a few days ago.
Is this the guy that
We found the brave soul that likes to hit girls.
He reaches into his pocket and he says, "Listen, this is gonna end up bad for you unless you and your friends here leave town. Now, like I said, I'll dangle this carrot in front of you." And he like puts an envelope onto the table. You can see it probably contains
A carrot.
probably around $1,000.
All right, well, take that.
Yeah. So
He says, "Listen, shit stain. You tell me you and your friends are going home. I'll give you half cash right here, and the other half. And when I see you and your friends get on a train out of here, I'll mail the other half to you.
So
And then
Damon is
you and me,
technically-
we're never going to see each other again. And I think that'd be real nice. You hear me, fuckstick? We never have to see each other again. What do you say?"
Damon is
Sounds
technically
good.
from LA, so like he's gonna go home.
I'll reach forward and grab for the envelope.
He pulls it back. He's like right next to the gun.
Okay. So his hand is on the envelope, his other hand is behind the desk, and my hand is hovering above the desk right next to the gun.
Well, I mean, his hand is also but the envelope is right next to the gun.
Right, but what I'm saying is, if his
Yeah,
hand
yeah.
is like down on the envelope and my hand is here, I could just go grab the gun and pick it up, right? Like
You could try.
That's. I'm not very good at this, so.
You could try.
R.I.P. Harvey.
Listen up. Anyone moves, they're gonna get a lead salad. All right.
What?
From Fight Club.
That's not even a thing.
It's from Fight Club.
Um,
Anyway, no, okay. So he said he would give half up front, right?
yeah.
All right. So I reach back confused. I'm sorry. I thought the deal was half up front.
All right. He's like rolls his eyes. He's like, "You're supposed to say you're gonna leave town, you little schmuck. You guys out of here?"
I thought my gesture was enough, but I think so. I think I could convince them.
He says, "Fine. What time are you leaving tomorrow?"
As soon as possible, as soon as they agree. I'll have to talk to them.
He says,
You've been watching us. I'm not in charge.
"All right, fine. You little craphead. Here, I'll give you 250 now. You come back tomorrow, or I'll give you 250 tomorrow when I see you by the train, and I'll mail the other 500 to you when after I see you leave. All right?"
So 250 now, 250 tomorrow, 500 later.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. He like tosses the bundle of cash like it like hits you in the chest.
All right. I say, all right. I think you could expect us around the train station tomorrow, around noon.
He says, "Have a nice fucking night, asshole."
Pleasure. And I'll stand up and leave.
All right. He like wipes his face off again, and
Does he have? Is it cold in the office, or is it?
no, it's hot. It's hot.
It's hot, so there's no air conditioning or anything.
No, no.
Okay.
All right.
So I'll walk down and tell them what I found. I didn't really want to. I could only imagine what the reaction would be if you set me up there alone, and then once again you show up and I'm holding a gun to a private detective's head. I had no choice. So I walk down and tell you what he told me. That he gave me $250 now and is going to give us another $250 tomorrow to meet if we're at the train station by noon, leaving town.
So wait, what was our interaction with this guy beforehand?
We never met him before.
Oh, I thought we have kind of.
Well,
Running-
Kitty has interacted with him once.
I'm
Wait,
assuming he is the guy
this
who
is
put
the-
the brick through our window, who beat up Kitty, who had put the palm frond on our, because he was
Maybe
extremely hot.
Maybe not the
Yeah.
brick through the window because that was an Asian guy.
Oh, that's right.
I thought the guy. Wait, what was the description of this guy?
So he's a tall, muscular man. He was wearing a suit,
Trench coat.
trench coat. Yeah.
He also
I
may
mean,
have
I
slipped a few
wasn't
bills.
at either. Richard wasn't at either altercation, but
Well, no one except for Kitty was at the altercation with.
But she kind of just gave a description. Like, did these match up?
Vaguely, and it seems to match what she was saying.
Okay. We lost Alex. Okay. So, okay, because Harvey comes skipping down the stairs holding a wad of cash.
Sure.
And what, Harvey? You're just telling us that this guy is telling us to leave town.
So basically, I'll say
I can deal with this stranger that we may or may not have had interaction with.
Well, he pulled a gun out on the table first thing, so I was a little wary of that. I accepted his deal under my own free will, of course, but I merely wanted to get out of there as quickly as possible. I have no intention of taking the money and running. The money would be nice, but at least we know where he's going to be at 11:30 tomorrow.
I say we go back up there right now. I don't think we're going to be bullied out of our case. This is ours to solve.
In fact, he might even be on the phone with whoever that number said he was going to call.
Well, I think the four of us should go up there right this second.
All right, let's go. Yeah, no, I'm in with Damon. If Richard and Damon are confident, then Harvey's confident.
Damon is I see.
Chat,
Okay.
So Damon in chat said he pulled a gun. Fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm going in there. So
Did we learn that he was the one who had intimidated Kitty, or have we not been told that?
we have been told that.
Okay. Then
He implied that.
I say that
So
we go teach him some manners.
sure, you guys can do that. So Michael, you had to take a bathroom break, right?
Yeah, it's up to pay.
Well, I mean, if we want to wait for Alex for 30
Yeah, let's wait a
seconds.
minute for Alex and then.
Cool. I'll be right back.
Yep.
Yeah, me too.
We kill him?
Everybody with their weak bladders.
Is he dead?
All gone.
No, not yet.
We've only hit him with the shovel and broken his leg. We haven't gone to the part where we shoot him yet.
Too true.
There's an order to sing. It's...
All right. So what do you? So Alex, did you hear what happened?
I heard that the plan is to go back upstairs.
Right, but did you hear what transpired?
Oh, that he like took the money.
Yeah.
And yeah. Yeah, I was watching on Twitch.
Oh
my God. Kitty, just in time. There she is.
Hello, darlings. How are y'all?
We're just about to teach your attacker some manners. And by that I mean hit him with a shovel and then shoot him.
Well, I did want y'all to protect me, but beating the shit out of him seems better.
There you go. I knew you'd understand.
It seems that Richard and Harvey have flown the coop and aren't even willing to help you.
Oh, there we are. There's Harvey. And Richard is just in the bathroom. He'll be back.
So Nick, Kitty is at the hospital right now.
What'd you say?
Kitty's at the hospital right now
Oh, how come?
because she got beat up.
I'm there to entertain sick children, right?
Well, do you remember getting beat up, right?
The shit beat out of you?
Vaguely.
Truthfully, no.
All right. So Harvey, what are you doing?
I'm following the men with guns meekly, but confidently. Like,
Okay.
I'm scared, but I'm all right. Let's do this.
So Damon, are you going first?
Fuck yeah, I am.
Okay.
Has his neck exploded in a haze of blood and
No,
insects
it's just a big welt. You can see it's starting to get like shiny.
Okay.
As we go up, I'll explain that it's basically just a door leading into his one-room office. So there's no secretary lobby or whatever.
Okay.
So get your gun ready. There's no
Yeah, no,
secretary.
my gun
you
is
can watch
drawn.
for.
Alex, your computer seems to have bugged, and there's like a virus. There's some kind of other presence.
Shut up. Alright, anyway. He's talking about the bug. Anyway, so alright, so yeah, so like when we get upstairs, I like quietly
So is it okay?
Move
By the
up-
way, before we do that, we're over 9:30. Are you guys okay going a little bit later? Because we missed.
I have 10 more minutes, but I have
That's
to do
fine.
some stuff for
No problem. I mean, if you guys have to
10
leave
minutes is
now,
fine with me.
we can end now, or if we want to do 10 more minutes, we can
Well-
do 10 more minutes.
But if this is like an exciting part that we want.
We can do it in 10 minutes.
Let's do it for the YouTubes, guys.
Okay, yeah, okay, fine. So gun drawn, I very carefully, if I need to use like a point of stealth or shadowing to move up the stairs to be really quiet, I'd do so.
Sure, you
and
can roll
then
stealth.
I'll
I guess I'll be in second since I also have a gun, and I will roll stealth as well.
there you go, super stealthy.
Where are we? There we are. Stealth.
And anyway, as we get to the top, I like. Kevin?
Yeah.
Kevin, you alive? Yeah.
Oh.
As we like get to the top, I like kick the door open with like gun drawn, like pointing right at where Harvey described he would be, and I yell at him to
All right, so
keep his hands where I could see him.
all right, so make an athletics check. The door is locked. If you're gonna kick it in, though, we'll see what happened.
Hold on. How much? Oh, I have a lot of athletics. Let's do. How much athletics should I use? Do we
How
want
much
like
do you
a
have?
8?
Should probably use at least like 2 or 3, I'd say.
All right.
All right, so Damon walks up. He like kicks in the door, and you can see Pisner. He's like sitting in his chair. He just like slides to the ground behind his desk, and he's like, "The cops are already on their way, you idiots!" So what are you doing? Who's doing what?
I'm moaning in my hospital bed.
Yeah, shut the. Okay, what are the rest of you?
So Damon kind of busted in.
Yep.
Right, he kicked down the door. So I mean, I guess I'm behind. Fritz and Damon both kind of snuck up, so then I'm somewhere behind them. I'm still up there.
So Damon, what are you doing?
I tell him. I say, you threaten our lives and you think you can hide behind cops? I've seen what they could do. Nothing. And I say, I'm giving it to the count of 3 and I'm firing through your desk.
Okay. Do you want to?
Yeah, use a point.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
cop talk?
No.
No.
That's
Sounds
not.
like-
That's
This
not.
is America.
I'll use a point of intimidation.
Yeah.
American cop talk. I'll use a point of intimidation.
Okay. Okay. So he like you can see he reaches his hands up above the desk and like drops the gun there. And you can see he like sort of like stands up. And he's like, "Listen, this doesn't have to go this way."
I say, no, you're right. Who hired you? Who hired you to watch us? Who hired you to beat up Kitty?
He's like, all right. He's like, "Listen, man."
And at the same time, I like come over and I move his gun away with like my gun, just like throw it in the corner.
He's like, "Listen, leave my name out of this, and I'll tell you what you want to know. So let me go on my way after this." You
I said-
fucking asshole.
I say, fine.
I says, all right. There's this guy, Captain Walker.
Oh my god, hold on, I gotta take notes. Captain what?
Wait, did you put down your gun to take notes?
Yes.
Captain Walker or something. I don't know what his name is other than that. Who throws me some work from time to time. He hired me to run you guys out of town, find out what put into this old business, or what put you onto this old business. I don't know what he wants to know, and I don't care. He works with this big shot up in Pasadena, Trammell or something. So it's probably his business. But like I said, I don't know and I don't care.
That's all you got? And Kitty?
He says, "Listen, I was hired to do a job, man."
And the money, did the money come from you or from this captain?
Listen, he gave it to me to give to you guys to try to get you to leave town. I decided
So
if I
think it
could.
would
He gave you money and he gave me a black eye.
I think
Fuck.
it would be best if you handed over all of the money so that we can return it to him.
He says, "I don't think he's gonna like that, but that's your business." And he like tosses the envelope. at your feet.
Wait, why are we returning money to his employer?
We are going to take the money, and we are certainly going to track down the employer, and so I thought it might be best to have all of the money.
Well, shouldn't this guy just keep the money that the guy gave him? Like, why are we like doing the other guy a favor?
What? This
We're
is
not going
money
to
that-
actually return it to him.
This was money that was given to the private eye to give to us, so that we would leave town. I don't see why the private eye should get to keep it.
Especially since you guys aren't leaving town. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, that makes any sense.
Well, anyway, I tell him I was like, thanks for the info, and you could tell him that we're not leaving town, but you know, eye for an eye, and then I like punch him in the same eye that Kitty
All right.
had a black eye in.
All right. He goes down like a sack of bricks, and he's like, "You fucking shit."
As Kitty drifts in and out of consciousness, she hopes to herself, "Oh, they better not let him off easy."
Anyway, I like take the money and I don't know, leave, and I don't know, quickly use my napkin to like unload his gun and take his bullets.
Kick him in
You
the balls.
steal his bullets?
I don't
Okay.
want him to shoot at us out the fucking window or something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
He probably has more than like those 6 bullets.
Well, hopefully it'll take him some time to load it then.
It's like
Well,
cutting off.
Why don't you just take his gun?
That's like, it's like cutting
Because I
off.
don't want to be in
his-
possession. I don't want to be in possession of his gun.
That's like cutting off his index finger so he can't shoot you.
Well,
Yeah.
you already
Crack
have a
shot,
gun,
yeah,
so
only
like
one bullet.
you could give the gun to someone else. You won't be in possession of it.
I don't want to take the gun. Having other people's guns is dangerous, Kitty.
Are
Don't
you gonna like
think about it.
shake the bullets in
Kitty,
his
you're
face
not
and be like,
here. Shut the
"What are you
fuck
gonna
up."
do without these?"
You could always just throw the gun out the window.
No, I'll take the gun. I'll take the gun.
All right, where's my shovel? I gotta take care of this cat.
Richard, you don't have a gun, right?
I had when I shot a cat. I thought.
Oh, so
I
we
don't know
have
where
3
you got the
guns?
gun from, but
I think you only have 2. I think Damon had a gun and Fritz went to get his gun.
That's what I thought.
and
So
then
where did Richard get a gun?
accidentally shot a cat.
I just assumed Richard had one.
Richard's like pew pew pew.
Now
pew.
you do. I'll hand you the
Oh,
detective
by the
gun.
way, Alex, when you're standing next to him, you see there's like a letter on his desk that on the top you just see Walker. I think is what.
Oh yeah, I take that. Fuck that.
Yeah. Okay. You can open up envelope 3.
3A?
I think it's just 3.
Which is 3.
LA3.
He was just checking to see if you knew.
This one just says,
If you
"Dear
look
Alex, go fuck yourself, Kevin."
Yeah.
What kind of situation is this?
So it says, Alex, you weren't supposed to open this envelope, you fucking cheater.
Joke's on you. I opened all of them already.
All right. So well, basically, I think probably just end it there. You guys can summarize that letter if you want, but I think it's information you basically already have.
Do you want me? I'll just read it. Let's see.
Sure.
What is? Okay, this is from Walker, right? Okay. Jack, good work on catching this. I think these might be the same people I got heads up about through our other channels. If that's true, then they're out-of-towners and they're interested in poking their noses into old business. They might turn up at an old farm. Keep an eye on Highland Park Agricultural District, Lot 12. Gus Island, pilot, young, big ears. Kitty, mid-20, with a sharp fashion statement. Looks like an actress, but out of work. Might be a weak point. Damon,
He added that out of work part.
Damon Smoke, East Coast look. Boston maybe? Brown eyes. Carries a gun. Either police or willing to pretend to be one. Unidentified man. Moneyed type. Stands about 5'8". Extremely handsome. Unidentified man. Jewish. Thinning hair. I'm enclosing $1,000. Pay them off if you can and get them out of town. We don't need the hassle right now, and we certainly don't need a fuss. Walker. And then there's a number at the bottom. Harrison. 7-2723.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was wrong. Anyways.
All right, so does that mean they've never? So wait, so Harvey is Jewish, right? Should have sent Aaron in. He was the guy this guy didn't know about.
Missed opportunity.
Missed opportunity. That's right.
If only we had had this letter before we had gone into his office.
Fair enough. All right, so I guess you guys, if you want to discuss what you think about that, but then other than that, we're gonna end it there for the night.
Yeah, that doesn't really give us much, except that Walker is the guy who hired him, right? We didn't know that?
We knew that. He said it was Captain Walker.
Oh, okay.
Captain
sorry.
Walker in Pasadena.
Sorry, I missed that. Yeah.
I mean, we're $1,000 richer, so that's a thing.
So then,
That's a lot of money.
I don't
What-
understand Harrison
like
part.
what?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
Didn't Andrew just say that?
Yeah, I think I was. When I couldn't hear someone else talking at the same time. Is that Mike?
No.
Huh.
Keep talking.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Harrison 72723 sounds strange to me. Like, I don't
But
know.
it wasn't the street that we're on. Is that what you're saying, Kevin? It's
That's not the
Harrison?
street that you're on.
Okay.
Okay.
Is Harrison could be, was that one of the names in that ledger, maybe? No. They were all like town car and black, and that doesn't make sense really. It could be that could be a phone number, but I don't know how you'd get the other 2 digits from Harrison.
How many numbers would a phone number be at this time?
A phone number at this time would be a name followed by, I think, 4 digits. Or 5 digits.
Really?
It's 5.
Oh, so
Really?
that is a phone number.
Okay. It'd probably be pretty easy to figure out who that belongs to then. All right.
All right, so I guess we'll leave it there. Thank you guys for playing. I hope you had fun. It was an interesting session. Despite our little technical difficulties there, which were basically my fault. But we will pick it up again. So Alex, you are out next week, right?
Yes, I am not going to be around next
But the
Tuesday.
other 4 of you are around next Tuesday? That's correct?
So
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I could figure out if I could play on my phone and there's some downtime in tourism.
Well, if you're going on vacation, just go on vacation. But
No, I know. I'm just saying because it depends on if we're going to be tourists that day or not.
Where are you going?
Kitty's never been on vacation.
San
San
Francisco.
Francisco.
Ah, cool.
Should have
So
gone to LA.
actually-
Should have gone to
actually,
LA, and you could have just drive to LA. I think it's only like 6 hours,
Yep.
or
It's far.
maybe not.
It's
Maybe
like-
4
I think
hours.
it's like 8. I think it's far.
Anyways,
LA to San Fran.
whatever.
Pretty far.
Not important. Anyways, we'll be playing again next Tuesday at 7:30. You can find my Twitch channel in the comments if you're watching this on YouTube. But thanks, guys, for playing. And unless you guys have anything else you want to add, we'll leave it there for the night. All right. Well,
Nope.
Hold on, I'm trying to sign in on my phone. Give me a second.
we'll figure it out later. Okay. Thanks, guys, and everyone have a good night.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
at all.